Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, the border city situated 270 kilometers northwest of Saskatoon, is oil country. Stephen Barber knows a lot about oil. He spent a decade in the industry as a heavy oil and gas engineer, and over the years, he saw a common problem.
There's a lot of vent gas and waste gas off the upstream oil wells here. It's been a problem that pretty much any local oil company has been trying to attack for a long time.
With that in mind, Barber came up with a unique solution when he formed the company Upstream Data. Its data centers can be tied into oil wells and powered by excess gas on site. They use that energy to run computers that mine for Bitcoin.
When I learned about Bitcoin and it was energy intensive, it was pretty obvious that you could just drop a Bitcoin mine on an oil well and consume the waste gas there. The process is pretty simple. We just build a genset, like a natural gas engine, that's fueled by the gas. It generates electricity, and then we distribute that electricity to the computers, to the Bitcoin machines.
The gas that's coming through here is getting stepped down in pressure to feed the engines. So no pipelines needed. There's no pipelines in the ground going to any other facility. The gas is just coming straight into these engines and mining Bitcoin. It's a V8 engine, generating electricity and powering the Bitcoin mines, pushing air into the engine side, and this is what's doing all the work. Each of those computers will consume anywhere from 900 to 1400 watts of power, and it'll load that engine up. The engine will consume the gas.
Bitcoin is a digital currency. While it's not the only so-called cryptocurrency, it's the most well-known. You can make money by data mining for Bitcoin, but the process requires computers doing countless calculations, requiring a lot of energy. When Upstream Data first entered the market, the idea was a tough sell.
I almost got, my eyes rolled at and almost politely, not laughed out of meetings or laughed out of conversations a couple of years ago. But people were like, oh, what do you strap on this machine and I make these Mario coins, and I'd get laughed at. And then these same guys are calling me a year later saying, wow, Bitcoin's really a thing.
As the popularity of Bitcoin has risen, so has Upstream's demand, quadrupling his company's size over the last year.
So we've grown a lot in the last year. Business-wise, a year ago I was at maybe 8 to 9 deployments, and now we're, with what's in the queue, like what we're building, as you'll see in the shop, we're at like 85 or 90.
As the price of Bitcoin fluctuates, so does the market for Upstream products. However, high returns for end users helped the company in their initial push to market.
At that time, they made a lot of money. Like one little V8 engine was making like $2,500 a day. It was quite unbelievable.
Even though the pandemic hurt Bitcoin's prices, they've begun to rebound in 2021. Currently, one Bitcoin is worth over $72,000 Canadian. The miners aren't just beneficial to create a monetary return. They also offer a solution to gases that would have been flared or vented off, reducing the emissions at every site that they're deployed.
Producers are willing to invest in this tech if they can get a reasonable payout and it solves an environmental issue, which is their emissions profile, if they can reduce that. When we can offer them a product that reduces their tax obligations, like the carbon penalties, it's exciting. It's exciting to them. It's exciting to everyone, because just wasting less resources is exciting in general, I think.
We've worked with them since early 2020 on this part of our greenhouse gas emissions project to reduce it. And so, yeah, it generates a little bit of profit on the other end, and it's good. It drastically reduces our emissions and keeps us legal, so it's great. It's the natural gas engine running a hydraulic pump, downhole pump. Oil comes up in the top line to the tanks, oil and water. We process it over there, heat it up, truck it out. Casing gas comes on the lower one, gets processed inside the engine. All that gas is used for our engine and our burners, and the excess gas is metered and then over to the cube.
The control system allows us to vary the load on the engine, so the engine varies its consumption of fuel. And that's how we make sure that we're, minimize the amount of excess gas that gets vented or flared.
Barber's units can be found in Saskatchewan and Alberta, while also spanning across the United States, something he hopes continually grows as he is planning to have over 200 active units before the end of 2021.
And there's not a producer out there wanting to be wasteful. So everybody's using every technology they can to be good stewards of the resource.